Everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video early this morning with more cards to go over. Warlock had a bunch revealed and, well, you're going to be discarding a lot of cards because Discard Warlock is coming back possibly stronger than ever. These cards are no joke. Ridiculous. They're scary. We're going to go over them. And well, if you want to win some of these cards, we have a giveaway going on for 2 mega bundles, 2 regular pre-orders. All you have to do is like and comment on the video in the description below. Subscribe to the channel for every 1,000 subs we hit until the reveal season is over. We add another mega bundle. Hit that sub button. Make me go broken. Well, let's get to these Warlock cards because they look ridiculous. They really do. Maybe, well, even this one, which is pretty underwhelming. We have The Walking Dead. I think there was a TV show and a comic book series of the same name. You might want to fill me in. It somewhat was popular, at least at a time. It is a 3 mana, 2/5 undead taunt, and the undead tribe is relevant, as you will see in a later card. If you discard this minion, summon it. So if you play in Wild as Soulfire and discard The Walking Dead, it will be summoned. You get a free 2/5 taunt. It is like the old 3, it's the exact same as the old 3/3, right? It's been seen playing Discard Warlock forever. Why can I not think of its name? But if you discarded it, you would summon it. And it's that, but better, right? You're getting a 2/5 taunt. You're getting more stats, you're getting taunt. It's just, outside of having 1 less attack, this is strictly better. That card, that style of card is seen play historically to this day in Wild. You don't see a lot of Discard Warlock in Wild these days, but yeah, I think it might have a bit of a comeback because of a card, like The Walking Dead. It's just really good. We've seen this effect before. It has seen play before. It is, in my opinion, a very good card. Anytime you can get a free 2/5 taunt, it's pretty good. And there's even ways where you can kind of, manipulate this. You'll see in a second. So I will give this I don't know, Discord Warlock looks like it's going to be a thing. It's got everything basically you want. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. I'm going to give it 4 out of 5 in Standard, 4 out of 5 in Wild, because Discard Warlock, I think will come back at least for a bit. People are definitely going to be experimenting with it, and this is going to be a good card in that deck. Like, it just does everything. It doesn't mess up your 6 mana draw spell. It's only 3 mana. It's a really good card, and you can summon this randomly with the Scourge card. Wow. That card's just getting worse and worse. But there is one card that makes it better. We have the Scourge Supplies. I just got it correct. I've been working so hard through chat efforts to get the Scourge correct, and I messed it up. Scourge Supplies, 3 mana, draw 3 cards. It's pretty good. Choose 1 to discard. So you will draw the 3, and then you get to pick which one do you want to discard. So if you hit a card like Walking Dead, you discard it. In Wild, if you hit, is it Hand of Gul'dan? I think it's Hand of Gul'dan. Whatever. It's a 6 mana draw spell that draws 3. You can hit that, discard that, draw 3 more cards. That is ridiculous. And even in decks that are discard decks that run, the Rune Mithril Rod, they're going to want to run this. They're going to want to run this to fuel Rune Mithril Rod, because you'll be able to pick probably a card that's not a combo piece, that's not important, that you can discard, and then you get all your mana, like you get your mana cheated. That's what you're after with this. So this is another ridiculous card. It goes into Discord Warlock. I think it goes into, like I said, any Rune Mithril Rod deck, which unfortunately they're popular. I don't like them. They're not interactive solitaire based, but yeah, I think that's going to run it too. I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5 in Standard and Wild too. It's a really good card. I mean, at the worst, you draw 2 cards and, discard something of whatever. It's still Arcane Intellect with possible downside if you're forced to discard something really good, but overall, yeah, I mean, Backfire, it's not maybe as good as Backfire, but in some ways it's better. Definitely discard. It's borderline 5-star card. Like, I'm gonna give it a 4 in 5 in Standard and Wild, but like, these discard cards are just ridiculous. Next we have the Soul Barrage, 5 mana shadow spell. When you play or discard this, deal 6 damage randomly. Ooh, random, my favorite. Or split amongst all enemies. This is Cinderstorm, which is a mage spell that dealt 5 for 2 more mana, or effectively 0 if you discard it. This card really needs to get discarded. 5 mana, deal 6. I mean, it's almost avenging Avenging Wrath, I guess. It's almost Avenging Wrath for 1 less mana, but I mean, when's the last time Avenging Wrath was like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not really a thing. If you can reliably discard this, it's worth playing, right? Like 6 damage is relevant. What was it? The Fist of Jaraxxus dealt 4 damage to 1 enemy. Same type of deal when you played or discard this, it dealt 4. And that saw relevant play. Still sees play in some variants of Discard Warlock in Wild to this day. They're brute forcing this discard stuff so much that it might just see play. It's not gonna be that hard to discard. I don't think it's at the power level of the other cards. It might not make the cut, but I don't think it's particularly bad. A free 6 damage is pretty damn good. I'll give it a 3 out of 5 in Standard. I feel like it doesn't make the cut in Wild. I feel like that list is gonna be pretty tight, but maybe it might just. I'll give it a 2 in Wild just because I think it might not make it, but easily could be wrong. And it is a shadow spell. You can discount it. You can make it 0 with Tamsin as well by playing it in Tamsin, but that's really not worth it. But again, like, this is probably the worst of the discard cards. It's still pretty good. And yeah, DOOMGUARD is back. DOOMGUARD without charge, but more stats. We have the Samage Yimyar, I don't know. 5 mana, 7/7, undead, rush, battle cry, discard 2 cards, just like DOOMGUARD did back in the day. And yeah, that's a lot of stats. You're discarding cards. You can reliably probably hit one of those other cards. It has synergy with another card we're going to look at, our last card, the Epic. Don't know how good that synergy is, but regardless, 5 mana 7/7 rush is pretty good, especially if you can cheat it out, do other things. You're discarding 2 cards, so you're reliably hitting those discard synergies. I think it's a very good card. I don't know if it actually is as good as the other stuff, but in Standard, they're going to need this. Like, you're going to need this to be the payoff, or one of the big payoffs for Discard Warlock. We haven't seen a legendary yet. There's still 2 Warlock legendaries. I assume 1 will have discard synergy, maybe make this even better, but I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 in Standard. I feel like in Wild, where you have, you have DOOMGUARD, just, you got DOOMGUARD, and that doesn't really see much play. Probably ain't worth the cut. I actually think it's a 2. Like, it's that much of a disparity between Wild and Standard, but I feel like if you're going full on discard, this will be a really key card in it in Standard, whereas Wild, you have DOOMGUARDs, you have the 4 mana 5/5 rush that selectively discards your Hand of Gul'dan. I believe, again, I can't remember if it's called that. It just selectively discards that, which is just so powerful. That's one of the best things in the deck that I don't know if you really want the extra stats for that. Plus, it's Wild. It doesn't matter as much. And then lastly, we have the Epic, and it does work with this card, the Amorphous Slime. It is a 5 mana 5/3, so yeah, not great, but Battle Cry, discard a random undead. So it can discard that 7/7, it can discard the 2/5 taunt, which will just get summoned. Death Rattle, summon a copy of it. So with a 2/5, you'll get, I believe the 2/5 will summon right away, plus the Death Rattle, because I don't think it needs to like eat it or anything. It doesn't need the copy. It just will make a copy of it. Or you get a 7/7 with Rush. The thing is, the 5 mana 5/3 do nothing. That's really quite slow. And I don't know if, even in Standard, that feels very slow. It doesn't have taunt, doesn't have rush. It feels very vulnerable. I feel like as a payoff card, it's not a great one. I feel like the other cards standalone are probably just really good. They're gonna see play. I don't know about this guy. I really don't. But I'll give it a 3 because it's just so brute forced. Like, it's so forced for that synergy that it's probably worth hitting the 7/7 and the 2/5 taunt in particular. Like, you just get it. You get that 2/5. You might not even, like, that's the thing that might happen, is you might just cut out the 7/7, the rush, and just run the taunt. It's like your only undead minion, or some other giant undead that I'm not even thinking of. If we look at the card collection, is there just like an undead in this expansion? I mean, we know all the neutrals, so it'll be depending on what Warlock gets, but if you take a look at just the neutral, I mean, you could go Boneguard Frost Whisper, go all in on some craziness, or Scourge Rager. But I mean, you got the Invincible. The Invincible's probably the biggest one so far. But overall, yeah, I'm not seeing it other than maybe getting that free 2/5 as that really good payoff. But I do think it has a shot. I just feel like it's probably on the weaker end. So in Standard, I will give it a 3. I think all these cards could very well see play. They're all very powerful, and in Wild, this one definitely gets a 2, as it's just there. Like I said, the discard package is pretty good in Wild. It's pretty tight. I think some of this stuff will make it in, but I don't think Amorphous Slime will. So that's all the cards so far. There's a Paladin reveal on Play Hearthstone's YouTube, probably raunchy animation, I would imagine. Like, they haven't done that yet, so stay tuned for that. You'll want to check out their animation, and you want to check out the review, because we're still due 1 Paladin Legendary and 3 other cards. So yes, we should have a pretty fun Paladin review later today. And if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.